WhyGuru Sahib Ji, ek oankar satnam karta purkh nirbhau nirvair Akaal Mੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਡੰਡੌਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਸਗਲ ਦਵਾਰ ਕਉ ਛਾੜ ਕੈ ਗਹਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਦਵਾਰ ਬਾਹੇ ਗਹਿ ਕੀ ਲਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ ਬਾਹੇ ਗਹਿ ਕੀ ਲਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So Sangat ji, we're blessed to be here in the company of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and I think we're on week 27 now, I believe, of the Ardaas course, and we've come to the point where we're talking about Panja Takhts Sarbat Gurdwara da Dhyan Tarke Bolo Ji Sri Vaheguru. So we're remembering the Panj Takht in Sikhi, the 5 authorities, you could say, the seat of authorities in Sikhi. And in the Ardaas, we stand up and we concentrate on those Panj Takht and we chant WhyGuru. Now, the theme of today, you could say, is all going to be about unity, sovereignty, and Shakti. So Shakti is like power, you could say, right? And the reason I've chosen these 3 topics is because you could see that each Takht represents you could say, a different location, culture, a historical significance. There's been shahidiyan at some of the asthans as well. And you can see that it's all situated north, east, south, and west, right? To show that Sikhi isn't just supposed to be in Punjab, it's supposed to spread across everywhere. And when we talk about Khalsa Raj as well, Khalsa Raj doesn't just mean in Punjab, it means throughout the whole country, but also the whole world, okay? And people go to these Takhts, right? And they, you could say, go for blessings and spiritual guidance. Now, what is a Takht? So quite simply, a Takht is a throne or a seat of authority, and pretty much anywhere where our gurus have sat, so even like here now, this is a Takht Sahib, right? So anywhere our gurus have sat is considered a Takht, right? That's just something to keep in mind. But when we're talking about the physical Takhts, those are like basically the seats of authority, and each of those Takhts are there to make decisions on Sikh matters, and you could say Sikhs go there to seek spiritual guidance, or if there's anything that needs to be governed, etc., etc. Now, what you'll notice at the 4 physical Takhts as well is there will always be Shastar Prakash, which means that there will be loads and loads of Shastar on show, right? And that's to symbolize the Shakti of Sikhi, pretty much. And even when you go to these Takhts, you will notice that the Shastar are on a higher pedestal than actual Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, to show the importance of Shastar, right? And even in Maharaj's Bani, it says, Askarpan Khando Kharg Tupak Tabar Artir Sahib Sarohi Sahti Yeh Mare Peer. So even Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they used to do Chaur Sahib, how Penji is doing Chaur Sahib of Guru Granth Sahib Ji now. Guru Gobind Singh Ji used to do Chaur Sahib of the Shastar. And then when the Sikhs asked them why they're doing that, it's because Maharaj replies saying, how you see me as the Guru, I see Shastar as my Guru. Okay? Is everyone with me so far? Yeah? Now, the first Takht is Sri Akaal Takht Sahib, right? And it's the first and the oldest Takht, and it was created and established by Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, which is our 6th Guru. Now, the original name for the Akaal Takht, which is just that bit there, was Akaal Bunga Sahib Ji, right? And it was established after the Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, which was the 5th Guru. So for those that don't know, the 5th Guru was Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Their son, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, was their son. And during Guru Arjan Dev Ji's time, the Sikhs actually used to say to the Guru, when are we going to start to pick up Shastar? Because the Mughals are oppressing us even more now. When are we actually going to pick up Shastar? And then Maharaj gave the bachan that when I come in my 6th form, in the form of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, that's when our panth and our path is going to start to pick up Shastra. And then you can even see in the painting made by Intrinsic Sikh, is that Maharaj was given 2 swords at the time, right, to represent Miri and Piri. So Miri is temporal authority, and then Piri represents spiritual authority. And even the Akaal Takht itself, the physical foundation, sits lower than Harmandir Sahib, just to show that first it's all about spirituality, and then it's all about temporal authority. Okay? Now, the reason the Akaal Takht was built was a direct attack on the Mughal Empire. Because the Mughal Empire are attacking and oppressing the Sikhs, and then the Akaal Takht was built as an attack to show that we don't care what authority you think you have, but we are here and we're going to govern ourselves now. And if you didn't know, the first 5 Gurus, they all wore Seli toppis, right? They never wore the stars. So when Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji came into the picture now, they ditched the Seli toppi, and then they started tying a royal dastar, right? Wearing royal chole, royal, you could say, rubies, started picking up shastar. And then how, like when we do Matha Tek, we put a pound down or whatever. Back then, during Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's time, he then said, what I want you to donate is horses and weapons, or anything that's going to help with building the Sikh army now. And it was Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji who then created the Akaal Sena, which is the first Sikh army. Okay? Now, and during the 80s, 1984 attack on Darbar Sahib by the Indian government, obviously those cowards brought in tanks because we kept fighting them off. And when they brought those tanks in, they then shot the Akaal Takht with those tanks. And all that was left was the actual original Takht Sahib here. So that's where Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji would have sat, and they would give their orders. And underneath there is what's left of the original Akaal Takht Sahib. Okay? And whoever sat on the Akaal Takht has the authority to give out commands to the whole panth. So, for example, when there's a hukum from the Akaal Takht saying you can't wear so-and-so on your wedding day, right, or you can't do destination weddings, it's our you could say, it's our responsibility to listen to that hukum, that command, and then sort of listen to it and apply it into our lives. And it was given such high authority that even during Maharaja Ranjit Singh's time, who was the Maharaja of the whole Sikh empire, he actually had to listen to Akali Baba Phula Singh, who was the Jathedar at the time. And there came a point where Babaji gave the hukum for Maharaja Ranjit Singh to come and receive a punishment at the Akaal Takht, and he refused to go. And at that time, because he refused to go, Akali Baba Phula Singh then gave the hukum to all the Sikhs that they're not to speak to Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Yeah? And then no Sikh, even Maharaja Ranjit Singh's own servants didn't speak to him. Right? And so then he's thinking, how can I run an empire if no one's speaking to me? Right? And then so then he had to come to Akaal Takht. So this is just one of those little stories you could say to show that this is the importance the Akaal Takht has, and it's the importance that Jathedar of the Akaal Takht is supposed to have as well. Right? And back then, the Jathedar of the Akaal Takht would also be the Jathedar of the Buddha Dal, of the Nahang Singhs. Right? And during that time, because the theme is all about Shakti as well, one part of Sikhi where we've kind of forgotten, especially out in the West and even at Akaal Takht now, is that where the Sikhs all got their Shakti from was Sri Guru Dasam Granth Maharaj. So for those that don't know, we worship 3 Granths, and the third one I'll mention in a second. So the first one is Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and the second Granth is Guru Dasam Maharaj, which is all Bani written by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And then the third one is Sri Guru Sarbalo Granth. And I'll go into that in a second as well. And and this was Jathedar Baba Sahib Singh Ji, and he was the Jathedar of the Akaal Takht. And during the British rule, they created the SGPC, which is the committee now, and they actually stabbed a barsha, they stabbed a spear into Dasam Maharaj, and then chucked it out of that window there, right? And then Baba Ji then, because now if you see the stairs are outside, back then the stairs used to be inside to go up to the Takht Sahib, and they actually went and grabbed Maharaj, and they put it on their shoulder, and then literally they broke his arm because there was a task force there, and then they were put into prison. Okay, and that's just, and if you see here in 1920, so here's the Takht, and then on this side, on the left side, you'll have Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and on the right side, you'll have Sri Guru Dasa Maharaj, both Prakash, to show that one side you have all about Bhakti, and the other side is all about Shakti. And both go hand in hand. That's where we get the whole concept of being a saint soldier from. Okay? Now I don't want to spend too much time on each one because I can go on and on. But then the second one is now Sri Akaal Takht Sri Harmandir Ji, Patna Sahib. So some people just say Patna Sahib, but the official wording is Sri Harmandir Ji Patna Sahib. Okay? And here Guru Nanak Dev Ji actually came and they visited Patna Sahib as well, and they met a Muslim here called Salis Rai, right? And during that time, Salis Rai actually then built a Dharamshala, right? A place where Dharam is taught. And then fast forward to Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji's time, when Maharaj was on his travels, they then went to Patna Sahib as well. And then Maharaj actually wanted to go further to Assam, but then they left Mata Gujar Ji there because they were pregnant, and then they left, and then what you'll see is Guru Gobind Singh Ji actually then became Prakash there, right? So some people like to say they're born, but Maharaj was never born, they were Prakash, right? And during that time there was actually a Muslim Peer, so there was a Peer Bikhan Shah, and he actually saw this divine light come towards Patna Sahib, and during that time he then prayed in the opposite direction. So he was actually in the region of Haryana, and for him, he would have to pray towards Mecca, so that's in the west. But he then, at that time, prayed towards the east, and because he felt that Maharaj, God themselves, have come on earth. And then they asked him, why did you pray in that direction? He goes, Allah inspired me to pray in that direction. And they actually then went to Patna Sahib, met Guru Gobind Rai, that was their name before they were blessed with Amrit, and then they brought like 2 sweets. One was from a Hindu shop, one was a Muslim shop, and they said, and they done the test, which one is better. And then Maharaj put hands on both of them, right? And then this is where he was convinced that this is actually Maharaj themselves. Okay, and at that asthan you will see Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji's Juttiyan, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's, and then this is the actual cradle that Guru Gobind Singh Ji used to lie in when they were a child. Okay. And then from Patna Sahib, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and Mata Gujari, they then travelled from Patna Sahib all the way down to Anandpur. And then from Anandpur Sahib, that's where Maharaj then established Takht Sri Kesgarh Sahib. Okay? Now Kesgarh Sahib is another place, another city where Guru Gobind Singh Ji and their families lived. They grew up. You had the Guru Gobind Singh Ji actually grew up there. Then you had the Char Sahibzade, the children of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. They grew up there as well. And it's also that place where the Khalsa was created. Okay? So now, like some of us know, Khalsa was created in 1699, where the Panj Pyare were given that test, right? Who's willing to give us their head? And then Maharaj then took those heads and then created the Khalsa. And those Panj Pyare then represent what a true Khalsa should be. And why that's important is because when we talk about the 5th Takht that's coming up in a sec, then you'll know why that is then the Takht. And then when we talk about what the 5th Takht is, this is what you need to aspire to be like, which is by Daya Singh, which is having compassion, yeah, by Dharam Singh, which is having Dharam, being dharmic, right, by Himmat Singh, having courage, by Mohkam Singh, having determination, and then by Sahib Singh, which is having that torch of sovereignty, okay, being royal, okay. And then even at Harmandir Sahib, at Anandpur Sahib, there were many battles that took place, You had the siege of Anandpur, which was a 7-month battle between the Mughals and the Hill Raje against the Khalsa army. Because imagine, the Khalsa has been created now, and now that's a direct attack on the Hill Raje and the Mughals. Because they're thinking, well, everybody's just becoming Sikh now, and we're going to be left in the dust. Okay? And they're going to take us over. And this is where also, which I don't want to, because this is something that we've all probably heard of before, but I want you to talk about something that maybe we haven't heard of before. And at Anandpur Sahib as well is where the farla was given. So for those that don't know, most or some Nahang Singhs that are dressed in bana, so like even Maharaj during Vaisakhi, during the establishment of the Khalsa, they then gave the roop of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they gave that roop to their Sikh as well. So anytime you see a Sikh in bana, that is literally the roop of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Okay? And and then even Kesgarh Sahib Ji, you also find Maharaj's Kanga there with their actual case. And during their time at Anandpur Sahib, there was a time where Baba Fateh Singh, who was the youngest son of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the Sangat asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, what is the roop, what is the form of Akaal Purkh? What's the form of WhyGuru Ji? Okay? And then Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave that hukum to Baba Fateh Singh and said the Sangat are asking, what is the form of Akaal Purkh? Can you bless the Sangat with that form? And then Baba Fateh Singh, he's just said Sat Bachan and goes on his way. And then he sees Baba Ajit Singh, his older brother, and he said, where are you going? And then Baba Fateh Singh says that I'm going to show the roop of Akaal Purkh. And Baba Fateh Singh, he's saying, but no one's ever seen Akaal Purkh before. How are you going to do that? And even at that young age, even all 4 Sahibzade, they had a lot of Shakti. Yeah? And Baba Fateh Singh, he's saying that a Sikh's job is to just say Sat Bachan to their Guru. As soon as a Guru's told you to do something, you don't argue back, you don't say, oh, can I do it this way or that way? Whatever they've said, you say Sat Bachan and you just accept the command and you do it. If they tell you to jump off a building, you jump off a building. If they tell you to keep your case, you keep your case. They told you to take Amrit, you take Amrit. That's the whole point of being the Sikh, and then the Guru being the Guru. Right? Does that make sense? And then Baba Fateh Singh then goes to a part in Anandpur Sahib called Dumal Garh Sahib Ji. And back then there wasn't a Gurdwara built there, it was just a hill. And then Baba Fateh Singh went there and actually then done Ardaas to WhyGuru, saying, can you please bless me with your form? And during that time, a Palki Sahib, right, a throne came down from Sachkhand, yeah, on its own, accompanied by Shaheed Singhs. And then on that palki, there was like just Neela Bastar, yeah, like blue Ramalle. And then when it came down closer, Baba Fateh Singh then walked towards the palki, done Namaskar to it, done Matha Tek, done Parkarma of the palki as well. And then when they lifted the Bastar, all they saw in there was Shastar and Bana. And then when they saw the Shastar, they saw all these different types of Shastar, Khande, Kards, Chakkars, the Malla Shastar, Kirpans, Talwara, all these different types of Shastar. And then they sat there and they started then tying an Ucha Damalla. Yeah? A really tall dastar. And then the Shaheed Singh was started to dress them in their bana. They started putting on all of the Shastra that was there. And then here's like one of the depictions, you could say, of Baba Fateh Singh then wearing the bana that was blessed from Sachkhand, pretty much. And then when I was hearing the katha on this, is the way Mahant Ji put it was just like how Gurbani has come from Sachkhand, this Bana and Shastar has also come from Sachkhand as well. Yeah? That's why anytime you even see, I'm not saying, respect me, but like anytime you see someone in Bana or anytime you see someone in with a farla, you'll see the farla on some Sikhs, like this is just an old fresco of Baba Fateh Singh with the Ucha Damalla and the farla. You'll see even Baba Hanuman Singh, they had the farla as well. Baba Deep Singh Ji, they had the Fadla, right? You had Baba Surjit Singh, who was one of the Jathedar of Buddha Dal as well, they have the Fadla. Jathedar Talwinder Singh Babbar Shaheed, they had the Fadla as well. Yeah, and this Fadla, you don't just get it for just being a Sikh and just living with the Nahangs for a little bit, or you can't, and nobody can ever tie this type of the Malla either, right, with the Fadla. You have to at least stay within the Dal, within the battalions of the Nahang Singhs, and do seva for a minimum of 12 years. Yeah, so you have to do so much seva, have so much Bani memorized, to then be worthy enough to wear the Malla. And even in some pictures, you'll see Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they also had a Farla as well. Okay, and you'll see it, that's just there. And even in some of the newer paintings as well, you'll see it in there, and even in the old frescoes, you'll see it in there as well. So that's just a little bit about Sri Kesgarh Sahib. There's so much more history we can go into as well. There's the battles, there's Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji their head was cremated there as well. So there's so many other things. But then after all the battles that then pursued in Sri Anandpur Sahib, you then had Maharaj then travelled down to Maharashtra, which is, so after the Jungs, they then went down to Sri Hazur Sahib, and it's in a city called Nanded, right? And this one I just want to focus a little bit more on, only because I think this is something that we're lacking, because when I was talking about the sovereignty and the unity and the Shakti, what we're missing is that sometimes we have unity, but we don't have sovereignty, right? And we don't have Shakti either, right? We're lacking in it a lot. But when you go to Nanded and you go to Sri Hazur Sahib, you will feel all of that there, right? You will feel everything there. You will feel Maharaj, you'll feel like Guru Gobind Singh Ji is right there, and you will see all the Singhs wearing Shastar. Doesn't matter if you're just a normal guy in a polo and a jeans, they will all wear a 3-foot kirpan, right? No one judges anybody there for wearing this shape, the star, or a Siddhi Pag, or anything like that. Everything goes there pretty much, right? And this is just the picture, and this is where then Maharaj then based after the Jungs in Anandpur Sahib. And at this one Gurdwara, which is only 1,000, so where the Takht is now, where it's built right now, 1,000 meters down towards the Godavari river is a Gurdwara called Nagina Ghat. And from there, Maharaj then shot this massive arrow 1,000 meters towards where the Takht Sahib sits now. And back then there was nothing, but back then there was actually a mosque that was there. And when Maharaj shot that arrow, they told the Sikhs, if you go over there and you dig up where the arrows landed, what you'll find is my old bate, my iron bowls and my weapons, and half a Sarblo Granth, the third Granth that I was talking about. And there, as soon as they fired it, that's where they found then Maharaj's old bate and Shastar from their previous life, from Satyug. So in Sikhi we believe in 4 Jugs, Satyug, Treta, Dwapar and Kal Yug, right? So in the first Yug, which was Satyug, they found Maharaj's bate and Shastar and Sarblo, half of Sarblo Granth. And where you see this Nishan Sahib, so there's 2 Nishan Sahibs in Hazur Sahib. In this one, you would actually see is where not only the Gurgaddi was given to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, like it was mentioned earlier downstairs, in that very spot, but that's also where the arrow landed when they fired the arrow. Okay? Now, Sarblo Granth, because I've mentioned it now, I thought, because I knew I was going to mention it anyway, but then I thought, even when I went to Hazur Sahib recently, the people there, they kind of gave me you could say, bachan, or you could say, they told me that, can you do more Parchar on Sri Sarblo Granth? Because we're lacking in it a lot. And so what Sarblo Granth is half, and so during Guru Gobind Singh Ji's previous life, they wrote half of it during that time. And then after they found it again in Kaljug, then Maharaj finished it off. Okay? And what Sarblo Granth is all about is it starts off doing the praise of Maya. So not Maya like money, but Maya as in like the Shakti, the creative force of WhyGuru. Yeah? And it starts off with this Sakhi between this demon called Birajnad. This is not what they actually look like. I've just got this from AI, by the way, yeah? But it was a battle between Birajnad and Sarblo Avatar. So Birajnad was this demon, you could say, and he was just like, terrorizing all the Devi Devta in Satyajug, right? And then WhyGuru, Akaal Purakh, came in the form of Sarblo Avatar. And they were the size of, and the way it's described in Sarblo Granth is that they were like a size of a mountain, right? Their eyes were like red gun barrels, right? Their fingernails were made of shields, their ears were made of shields, their hands were made of guns, yeah? Their teeth were like katars, their tongue was a khanda, right? So they were just this crazy mountainous warrior, all made out of Sarblo. And then they have this long battle with Birajnad. And then Birajnad, the demon, he comes to the realization that I'm fighting Akaal Purakh, I'm fighting God, pretty much. Yeah? And then Sarblo Avatar then gives the command to Birajnad saying that if you want mukti, if you want liberation, then you have to die by the sword. Yeah? And then they have this long battle. And then what this is not only just the physical battle. This is what Sarblo Granth is talking about. It's not just talking about this physical battle that took place, but it's talking about the inner demons that you have as well inside of you. And that when you learn the teachings of the Guru and you get that Brahm Gyan, that knowledge of WhyGuruji inside of you, then that knowledge then fights against those inner demons that you have. Yeah, so we have the Panch Chor inside of us. When we bring the Guru's teachings into our life, those are then having that internal battle, just like how Sarblo Avatar and Birajnad had that physical battle. Okay. Now, Sarblo Granth also contains the Khalsa Mehma as well, the Ustat of the Khalsa. You have the Raat of a Khalsa. It mentions the Char Sahibzade, mentions the Chali Mukte as well. But this is like just a generalization, you could say, is that you have Guru, just so that we have an understanding of the purpose of all three of these granths. Because in essence, they're all one form. Yeah? So any form of Gurbani is Guru. So they're all just one form. But you could say Guru Granth Sahib Ji is all about Bhakti. And then Guru Dasam Granth Sahib Ji is all about Shakti. And then Sri Sarblo Granth is like an amalgamation of both Bhakti and Shakti. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to find Shakti in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and you're not going to find Bhakti in Dasam Maharaj either, because you have Akaal Ustat, you have Jap Sahib, and then even in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you have Purja Katmare, yeah? So, but this is just like a generalization for us to understand that all three granths have a purpose to play, and when we have the complete truth in front of us, that's when the Khalsa will become sovereign, would have unity, and would gain that Shakti that we once had as well. Okay? And now this is also that Asthan, Hazur Sahib, Takht Sri Hazur Sahib, where Guru Gobind Singh Ji left their physical body. Okay? Now they done the Katha downstairs, Bhai Sukhdeep Singh done the Katha a little bit downstairs, and I don't want to go too much into it because there's a long Katha, but in essence, when Guru Gobind Singh Ji, at around 1:45 a.m. in 1708, well, not in 1708, this is when they left their physical body, but before that, a year before that, they were actually stabbed by a guy called Gul Khan. And as they were stabbed, they got stitched up, they chopped Gul Khan's head off, and then they stitched the wound, and then for a whole year, they taught Shastra Vidya and they done Santhya of Sri Dasam Maharaj. So in Damdama Sahib, Guru Gobind Singh Ji wrote Guru Granth Sahib Ji and then done Santhya and taught the Katha of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And then in Sri Hazur Sahib is where then they done the Katha and Santhya of Sri Dasam Maharaj as well. Okay? And then they done this for a whole year. And then on this final time during 1708, they then decided to then leave their physical body. And on that day, they had Ishnan, they read Japji Sahib, they read Akaal Ustad, they read all these different Baniya, and then they adored themselves in Bana, in Shastar, and then they rode on their horse and they went towards the funeral pyre. And they tied their horse up on that second Nishan Sahib that you see there, and then they went and they sat on the funeral pyre. But as they sat on the funeral pyre, their body wasn't burning, to show that they're beyond this physical body. Even when Bhai Daya Singh, I think it was, tried to grab the feet of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, their hands just went straight through their feet, to show that they were never this physical body, right? And they're saying that once the next form, because obviously they gave the Guruship to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, after that they said that my physical form after this is Guru Granth Sahib Ji, okay? So this is why, even like during 1984 attack, when I've mentioned it before, and I think I got in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. But like when Maharaj's Sarups were being bombarded, yeah, there was a college girl that just saw angs of Guru Granth Sahib Ji's floating in the air. Yeah, and I compared that to if a tank was to blow and fire at Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And then you see their angs flying all over the place. Yeah, it's not a nice thought to have, but this is the thought we have to have, that Guru Gobind Singh Ji is sitting right here. And if we just had that mentality, and if we knew that, then we wouldn't be like sitting on our phones in the Darbar Sahib, we wouldn't be talking. And if we actually truly believe that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the former Guru Nanak Dev Ji and all of the 10 Guru Sahibs, then we'll actually listen to what they say. So this is why I make that comparison. And during that time now, the funeral pyre wasn't burning Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And then, after that, they'd gone to their horse and they rode to Sachkhand. And what this kind of shows is that the Guru has not left Hazur Sahib at all. They're right there, Hazur Nazar. That's why it's called Hazur Sahib, because they're ever present in Hazur Sahib. And you can see it, it's really evident when you go there. A lot of people don't go there as much because it's so far away and it's a bit out of the way of Punjab. But please go there. I do a humble benti to you all, is to please go to Hazur Sahib, because you experience the full ras of what Sikhi is all about there. Yeah, it's probably one of the only places that hasn't been corrupted yet, and it's just truly, truly amazing. And even when you go there, you'll see that that's like the entrance. As soon as you walk in through the front entrance, and then here you'll see Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And then on the right side, you'll see Sri Dasam Maharaj. And then right in the middle, you'll see like this Angita Sahib, like this platform with just loads and loads of Shastar on it. And then that platform is the place where that funeral pyre was. And that place is also the tapasthan of Guru Gobind Singh Ji in their previous life. So that's also the place where they done bhakti in their previous life when they wrote Sri Sarblo Maharaj as well. Yeah. And then it's got 4 entrances. So that's the first entrance there. And then when you go around, when you do Matha Tek here, you can go like around, and then you'll see like these side doors as well. And then you go there, and all you'll see is just, it's all made out of gold. And you'll see people doing their Nitnem early in the morning. You'll see people doing Gagar Seva. You'll see people playing the Nagara, massive battle drum. And it's just truly amazing, because when you go there, you see people doing their Nitnem, Asa Divars going on. And I just wanted to show you even this. I'm surprised there's sound actually, but this is my Paggo's muskets, and they literally, look how tall they are. And when you could actually touch them as well. And like literally that musket there was probably like this fat, and my Paggo held that musket, right? And it was like 9 feet tall in the air. I can play it again if you want, because I want to see it again, to be honest. Yeah. Look how tall, and all 4 of those muskets were by my Paggo's muskets, and everybody goes and matha takes to the Shastar. Yeah, this is why, the reason I'm showing you this is because I want everyone to, even like when you do matha take now here, you'll see that first you do matha take to the Shastar, and then you matha take to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and that's something that we're missing. And when we want to talk about Khalsa Raj, and remember when I said that one of the themes of today's talk is also sovereignty. Yeah, Nanded, when you go there, it's actually Khalsa Raj there. Yeah, Sikhs are the minority in Nanded. First is the higher majority are Hindus, then it's Muslims, and then it's the Sikhs. Yeah? But they're the minority, but they have the Raj there. And what I mean by that, everybody is scared of the Sikhs there. Everybody. All the Sikhs have respect for all three Granths. Yeah, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Dasam Maharaj, Sri Sarblo Maharaj as well. Yeah, they have full faith in Guru Sahib because they feel that they're Hazur Nazar. That's another thing that this talk is on, is about faith. Because when you go to these places, you'll gain that faith inside of you as well. And then the love for Shastra. Even your average Gutti kid, yeah, here, even he's carrying a 3-foot talwar. Okay? And even like nowadays, you see people, like obviously I still agree, like when you come to a certain age, yeah, like when you're a teenager, start wearing a dastar, right? But even there, the average Gutti kid is holding a 3-foot kirpan. Yeah? Even you got Shastra Tilak there as well, where they put blood on the Shastra, right? Because the Shastra, it's not going to have kheer and go to Langar Sahib. It's going to have, it's fueled by the blood. Okay? Then you got, and every single Sikh keeps their case there. Yeah? I don't think, when I went there, I don't think I saw a single Sikh who was from Nanded that had their hair cut. And anyone that does cut their case in Nanded, they just don't talk to that person anymore. And that's actually a bachan from Guru Gobind Singh Ji themselves. Yeah? Even the police are scared of the Sikhs there. Even when we went there, there's a couple of Singhs here that went with me, there was hardly any police officers there. Because the Sikhs are pretty much ruling that place, and they don't need any police there. Because they just police themselves. They don't need protecting. Yeah, no one's going to touch them. There's no choriyan. Yeah, no crime. Even when you got Gargar Seva, right? Gargar Seva is that, you know that river that I was just talking about, where the Maharaj shot the arrow from? Every morning at 1:30, you got people that go there, get like a, how do you say Gargar in English? Like a pitcher, yeah? Pitcher of water, and then they bring it back to the Takht Sahib. And I done this one of the nights there, and literally, they're walking, shouting, Satnam WhyGuru, Satnam WhyGuru, and then like every so often they'll go, WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh, and then there's one point where they're like crossing this bridge, and this like happened right in front of my eyes, and there was this, I won't say what religion he was from, but he was in his like temple, and he wanted to get past, he wanted to drive in front of the whole procession, right? And this little kid, right, holding a 3-foot kirpan, just gets his hand and slaps the front windshield of his temple, yeah? And he's not scared at all of this guy. And this guy is probably 3 times the size, 10 times the size of him, yeah? He was way older than him. He just slaps his front windshield and said, Piche ho ja, yeah, get back. And if you come forward, I'll chop your hand off. That's what he said to him, yeah? Even when this happened in front of me as well. Even if you're not a Sikh, you can't carry a Shastra there. That's how much importance they have for Shastra. Even like how, like, even if you put your Shastra down like this, they don't like that either. They're like, if you're going to have your Shastra, keep it with you on your body like that. Yeah, that's how much, because they see this, because if Guru Gobind Singh Ji can see their Shastra as a Peer, then we should see that in the same way, right? And then another time was, so there was this Singh, and then there was this Munna, yeah, someone that cut their case, yeah? And the Singh handed his 3-footy to the Munna. And then this Hazuri Singh, yeah, came and he almost battered this guy in the Takht Sahib, like inside the Darbar, yeah? And I'm thinking, what's going on here? And he's literally saying, why are you giving your Shastra to a Munna in the Darbar? Like, it's like if we're sitting here and a Singh gives the Shastra to a Munna, yeah? Because someone that's taken Amrit, you kind of know that he has that pyar for Guru Granth Sahib Ji. He has that trust to carry a Shastra now, yeah? And for you to just hand it to some random guy, right? And he wasn't even random because he's saying, Baji, ye ta mera hi banda hai. He's my relative, he's my cousin, yeah? He's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care. You don't give your Shastra to a Munna. And then when I spoke to that Singh afterwards, I said, why did you have a go at him? He goes, Utthe Punjab cha chalda hona hai, yeah? But itthe nahi chalda. Yeah, all that sort of stuff might work in Punjab, but don't bring your stuff down here and ruin it for us. We've tried so hard and we've done so much work to keep respect of Shastra here, and that only a Sikh is to carry shastar, only a shastar is to be sold to a Sikh, and for you to just hand it to a munna like that, we're not going to have it here. He goes, even a peshkab the size of my finger, no one has the guts to bring that near or in this city. No one if you're not a Sikh, no one has the guts to even hold a peshkab that size. Yeah? And even like the kids there, even got another video, like all the Singhs, they all love Shastra Vidya, all just, doing Gatka. And this is just after the Nagar Kirtan. Yeah, and all the Nishan Sahibs, they're about to come back to the Takht Sahib, and this is like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, look at the size of these kids, they're all little kids, and look at that little Gutti kid in the back as well. Yeah, he's like just getting inspired by all this. Yeah, and even like a recent video I saw, there was one of these things in the same place doing Shastra Vidya, and while he's doing it, he's cut his arm, like he's got a massive cut in his arm now. And still he's just carried on, stitched it up, and he's there the next day doing the same thing again. Yeah, this is how much like pyar they have for Shastra out there. Yeah. And then now we move on to the 5th Takht. Okay, so I've spoken a lot about, I can even go more and more into Hazur side, but I thought I'd call it a day there because it's getting late now. But now we're on to the Panjva Takht. Now the Panjva Takht, right? Now, a lot of people would say it's Damdama Sahib, right? Now, after doing my own little research, speaking to some learned people in the field, right? The Panjva Takht is actually Panjva Takht Khalsa Panth, Shanme Karor Chalda Vihir Chakravarti. What that means is that the 5th Takht is us, yeah? It's basically the Khalsa Panth. But that Khalsa Panth, that is Chakravarti, which means that is always roaming around. Okay? And why I say that is that this is another video from Hazur Sahib. Yeah? It's the Panth that is always roaming around. Now that doesn't mean that you have to be a Nahang Singh to be roaming around either, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. But it's about being sovereign wherever you go. Okay? That is what the Takht is. And what my you could say, evidence for that is this Hukamnama that was written from the Akaal Takht. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the talk, the Akaal Takht has the highest authority. Yeah? It's got the highest authority. And this is actually a Hukamnama written by Akaal Takht Sahib, written 1877. And it's a answer back to a query that was made. So a query to the Akaal Takht was made saying, what is the Maryada of an Amrit Sanchar? Yeah? And then the reply back was this. Okay? And it goes through a lot of other things like the Jivan of the Panj Pyare, what the Rayat of the Panj Pyare should be, even like how to prepare the Amrit and stuff like that, right? And then just on the bottom line there, where's my pen gone? On the bottom line here, I'll show you, it's zoomed in now, it says Uttar Panj, which means question number 5. So just here, it says Uttar Panj, yeah? And what it's basically translating to is saying, Pahla Takht Sri Akaal Bunga Sahib Ji. Okay? So the first Takht is Akaal Bunga Sahib Ji. Duja Takht Sri Patna Sahib Ji. Tija Takht Sri Kesgarh Sahib Ji. Then Chautha Takht Sri Hazur Abchal Nagar Sahib Ji. Yah charo Takht bahut vishesh hai. Inme Amrit Shakaya Jata hai. So these 4 Takhts are very special, and at these 4 Takhts, this is where Amrit is administered. Yeah, this is where the Sikhs would go and they would be blessed with Amrit in these places, right? Then it says, Jis Singh paunch nahi hai, so hor gurdware te shake, ja Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji de Hazur Singh rehat bibek wale mile shake lave manzoor hai. Ehe Takht Panjwa chalda hai. So basically saying that where the Sikhs, if you can't go to one of the 4 Takhts, then find 5 Raat wale Sikh. So this Hukmnama already goes through what the Raat of a Sikh should be, of the Panj Pyare, right? Find 5 of those, and then in the company of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, those 5 are able to then administer that Amrit. And then that 5 is the Panjava Takht. Yeah? So the Khalsa Panth. Okay? And then it says there on the last line, Ehe Takht Panjava Chalda hai. So Chalda even mean like that this goes, yeah? But also Chalda meaning Chalda Vahid, being Chakravarti, being always roaming around. That's what that bit means. Okay? And then even that doesn't just, so some people would like to say that means, okay, so the Nahang Singhs are the only ones that are Chakravarti, so the Panjva Takht is Buddha Dal, right? And you'll see that as well in a lot of the old Pratan Nahang Singh Gutke, in the Buddha Dal Gutke Sahib, that the Panjva Takht is Buddha Dal. But they say that because they are mostly the ones that are Chakravarti, you could say, right? But then you also have Sant Gyani Gurbachan Singh Khalsa Pindra Wale, and this is from one of their old Pothi Sahibs, and even there it says Chakravarti Gurmat Parchar Jatha Pindra Mehta Damdami Taksal. So this Panjava Takht concept doesn't just mean for Nahang Singhs and Buddha Dal, it's for everybody, and this includes people that are from the Taksal as well. Okay, so that just kind of, I hope that just brushes over the debates that people have. Even before I gave this talk, there was a massive debate in the group chat about, what the Panjava Takht is. But this is kind of a way for us to understand and the evidence for it as well. And so any Jathebandi or any person of the Khalsa Panth that is Raat, Babek and has that qualities of the Khalsa, like I mentioned before, then they are considered the Panjava Takht. Okay? And that includes people from the Buddha Dal, Tarna Dal, Taksal, any Jathebandi. Okay? And now we're just coming to the end of the talk now. So when we mention the Panj Takhta in the Ardaas, we remember not just the history of these places, but what they represent and all the shaheeds that were made shaheed at these different places. Okay? And to remember that when we go there, it's our obligation to visit all of these physical takhts, because then, from my personal experience, you'll gain a lot of sharda, unwavering faith. Yeah? You'll get a lot of it. Because before I went there, I was a bit diddler. Now that I've gone there, I've got that boost, you could say. Yeah, I feel that unity, you could say. Because sometimes when you go, even especially in the West, you're very judgmental on other Sikhs, the way they dress, the way they look, what red they keep. But after going to these Takht Sahibs, you see the different cultures. Yeah, like here, if you see a woman coming in with a sari with her belly showing, we'd all be like, what the hell is going on here? You go to Hazur Sahib and you got locals coming into the Gurdwara like that. Yeah, so that's just a small example that I'm saying, that even like people wearing Siddhi pugs or someone keeping a different type of red, honestly, it doesn't matter. It's all just nonsense talk that we have. Yeah, and the real thing that we need to be focusing on is what these takhts represent. Yeah, the history behind them, and always remembering the sovereignty, unity, and sharda. Yeah, and the shakti especially. Okay, so please visit these places and plan your next trip next year, and I'll see you there. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. Forgive me for my mistakes. Are we going to have Kirtan? All right, we're going to have to do some Kirtan now, so please stay for that, because last time we say, because we always talk about, what can we do for the Shaheeds of 84, and what can we do for the Panth now. It all starts with Simran, so please stay for that and get involved. WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई। तसुम को गाए बड़ो जस पायो, 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 हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई। देह सीस सबा सुरनार, सबा सुरनार, देह सीस सबा सुरनार, सबा सुरनार, सुधार के आरती दीप जगायो, दीप जगायो, सुधार के आरती दीप जगायो, दीप जगायो, सुधार सुधार के आरती दीप जगायो, दीप जगायो, श्री माया जगतारनी, श्री माया जगतारनी, श्री माया जगतारनी, राखो लाज निधान, सत सत अरबो सदा कह लायक, करो बखान। देह सीस सबा सुरनार, सबा सुरनार, सुधार की आरती दीप जगायो, दीप जगायो, सुधार की आरती दीप जगायो, सुधार की आरती दीप जगायो, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई, हे जग माए सदा सुखदाई। तसुम को गाए बड़ो जस पायो, तसुम को गाए बड़ो जस पायो, तसुम को गाए बड़ो जस पायो, तसुम को गाए Jagamaaya Sada